Hi there, it's Sandra here with another weekly video. There's Buddy in the background, look, enjoying the lovely afternoon. Isn't it absolutely glorious? And I've just nipped out into the garden to do this. As you can see, I'm having some work done in my garden. I can't quite keep up with the grass. It's growing so quickly, and since I moved here, I think I could do the sit-on mower, but I don't have one. So we are trying to do it in stages. Anyway, enough about me and my garden. Today, more importantly, let's help you with a very, very common term, common situation that both men and women find themselves in, and it's known as imposter syndrome. And we did a masterclass this week. My colleague, the very talented Dr. Sarah Howling, ran a session on this very topic, and I've experienced it a few times. I have experienced it myself, absolutely, and also working with clients this week. And one in particular really resonated with me. She's really talented. She holds a senior director role, and she is in overwhelm. Came back from holidays, can this relate to anybody, feeling on top of the world, and then ended up in quite a just a really bad place. You know, she was in tears, she's got that much work to do, and I know we all have a lot of stuff to get through, and at the minute juggling getting back from, she's got children, and getting into that whole sort of September new term, etc. And what worried me most, though, or what we discussed more, was around her mindset and the sheer doubt she has about her capability. And I think this is common, that when we are, our resilience is perhaps a bit low, and we are trying to deliver and prove ourselves by taking on more and more, we aren't at our best, so our energy's off. So that's one thing about, I noticed with imposter syndrome, it kicks in more when we are in a more of a stress place, when we haven't got the resources around us to put ourselves in a great place. And when our resources and our energy's down, so our mindset starts to play, our monkey mind, as I like to call it, the monkey mind takes over and starts to critique us, and we start to pull ourselves down, and we should be able to do this, and why aren't we able to do that, and for goodness sake, why this, why that, why the other. It's this kind of constant little jarring, and then we find ourselves in situations where we are so worried we're going to get it wrong. We're so worried someone's going to say, what the hell are you doing in that job? We're so worried about the judgment of other people, and we start to make mistakes and errors, and it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, doesn't it? And actually what we do need to do is to get back the control. And it's not easy having a battle with that voice in your head that's criticising you such a lot. And, you know, as I said to this woman this week, you would never speak to your to another person, certainly not to your children or your partner, I'm sure, with the way that you speak to yourself. So how can we start to shift that and deal with it? And I guess there's another little spin on this for me, in that you know, we have to protect ourselves. We've learnt through life that we can't always show up as our true selves, and we can get hurt, we can get judged, we can be criticised by other people. So we do layer on protection to help us. And often that's just all that's playing out, you know, that kind of critique in our mind is saying, look, I just want to make sure you're going to be okay. And I know that if I challenge you, you'll drive yourself harder and further. And in a way, that's its intent, as weird as that might sound, that it wants us to improve and grow, and it wants to protect us from previous hurts that we've had in the past. So what we have to do, though, is notice when this is kicking in, and we have to notice the times, and we have to notice the situations, and we need to be thinking about how can we work with the imposter syndrome rather than attack the imposter syndrome and try and squash it back in its box, because it won't go, in my opinion. And we also need to help ourselves by putting ourselves in a good place. So we do need to think about our nutrition, our sleep, our exercise, our down time. You know, I say this all the time to the clients I have. You have to put yourself first, because the more you put yourself first, the more you look after yourself, then the better you're going to show up for everybody around you. And it's the classic, oxygen mask on your face first. It's the same, and yet what I find over and over and over again is that we end up putting other people ahead of us, their needs, their wants, their desires, our families are more important, etc. And we get exhausted, and then the imposter syndrome really has a field day. So I guess if you suffer from imposter syndrome, you're not on your own. It's very, very, very common. It's not often talked about, actually, certainly in the workplace. We just kind of beat ourselves up more because we're beating ourselves up. So my encouragement to you would be to work with the critique, and in terms of being aware of it and saying, yeah, I hear you, and now I want to change tack. And if as much as you can, try and get out of your head. You know me with my videos, I love being out in nature. So go out for a walk in nature. Go and walk by a lake or a river if you live near. If you live by the sea, even better. Take some time out and stop allowing the head to take over. And again, do some things that make you feel great. And I promise you, even just some deep breathing from your stomach, even doing some sort of exercise, whether that's gentle or more cardiovascular, will really help you to get in that better place. Goodness, I could talk about this for quite some time, and I like to try and keep these videos short. So may I wish you a really lovely weekend. Enjoy, if we have sunshine continuing, enjoy that. And yeah, I hope that really helps you. And if you like what we do, please subscribe to the channel and give me any comments about how your imposter syndrome may show up and what works for you. And on that note, I'm going to go. You take care. Thank you.